How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here in another video, and of course, it's time for another Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft Preview. So in the last draft preview, we took a look at the top day 3 quarterback prospects for rounds 4 through 7 of the 2025 NFL Draft class, as we begin the day 3 portions of the draft previews. And in this video, we're going to continue on with the day 3 draft previews by taking a look at every position there on the board for the draft. And in this one, it will be on the top day 3 running back prospects for rounds 4 through 7 of the 2025 NFL Draft. And of course, there are a lot of running backs on the board for rounds 4 through 7. Some very talented names that could go later on in the draft. As we all know, the head of this draft class is easily a Sean Genty of Boise State, who's expected to go in the first round. But really after that, it's quite a bit of a drop-off from Asante to everybody else. But there are still some interesting names to keep an eye on here for sure to see who stacks up in this running back class, because you can never hurt to have another running back or two, especially for punt kick and punt returns as well in the backfield. So we're going to take a look at some of these top prospects and see who to keep an eye on. So let's go. So the first running back we're going to go over today, hailing out of Miami, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 241 pounds, we got Damian Martinez. So for Damian's strength, he's built like a fullback, excellent bulk, torso like an oak tree, bowls through defensive backs, consistently falls forward. Strength allows him to lock down linebackers as a blocker, smooth between the tackle runner, has a great feel for working behind his blocks, maximizing what his line gives. Showed outstanding contact balance in his matchup with Florida State this year if you want to watch some film there. He requires a village to bring down. He'll change of direction, is sharp for his size. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he lacks the explosiveness to run outside of the tackles. Minimal impact in receiving game. He'll have teams wondering how many downs he can be on the field. Athleticism isn't well suited for running routes. Short strider, doesn't have ideal long speed. Style and fit is a bit one-dimensional by today's standards. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Zach Charbonnet of the Seattle Seahawks. Overall, one of the things to like out of his game, very physical, can get the most out of his O-line. So if his O-line's really good, he can maximize the absolute most out of it. But he can make the most of what his O-line gives him. But overall, I think someone to keep an eye on here for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Tennessee, standing 5'11", weighing 201 pounds, we got Dylan Sampson. So for Dylan's strengths, easy mover, coasting to max velocity when he gets rolling downhill. Aware blocker, won't get blindsided by pressure. Spin move was on display multiple times against Oklahoma, if you watch some tape there. And defenders couldn't figure it out in that game. Vertified track speed evident on the field as well. More than enough juice to pull away from safeties when he gets into space. Possesses enough wiggle to sidestep, can shake his way to freedom at the line of scrimmage. Runs hard for his size, drives his legs when he gets stuck in a pile. In terms of his weaknesses, though, his engages as a pass blocker, but lacks the mass needed to turn blitzers off course to redirect the rushers. Free rushers, that is. Has minimal kick return experience despite having the speed to contribute there. Inconsistent tackle breaker when he has to take collisions head-on rather than at an angle. He'll likely be a rotational back that won't carry top 15 carries a game in the NFL. His lack of receiving game value could limit his snap count as a young back. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Will Shipley of the Philadelphia Eagles. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but a few things to clean up. And also lack of kickoff experience and lacking the passing game that could really drop his stock there. But, hey, maybe under the right circumstances, could be someone to keep an eye on. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of UCF, standing 5'8", weighing 204 pounds, we got R.J. Harvey. So for RJ's strength, surprising burst when he gets rolling in space. Above average athlete, checks the necessary physical boxes for the position. Hard runner, plays with good balance between the tackles. Works above his weight class against linebackers. Runs angry when he meets contact. Won't dance around collisions. Show promising receiving ability and contact balance in the matchup against Colorado this year if you want to watch some film there. And he has capable hands when he's asked to reel in passes. In terms of weaknesses, though, he'll be run down from behind by corners and safeties. More of a meat and potatoes one-cut runner than someone that can create on his own outside of structure. Looked much slower, less physical in his junior year. Will have teams wondering if his progression is stalled. Pass protection efforts aren't lacking, but technique and strength still need a lot of improvement. Hey, there's always room for improvement at the end of the day. But in terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Ray Davis of the Buffalo Bills. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Few things he has to clean up, but, definitely a lot of room for improvement. But hey, maybe something that could develop into something for a long-term project. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of South Carolina, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 230 pounds, we got Raheem Sanders. So for Raheem's strengths, elite size, play strength for the position, produced film filled with broken tackles, great power when he lowers his shoulder, good build-up speed for his size, can rip off big runs, solid vision, patience when he waits for blocks to develop, surprising elusiveness for his size, can get skinny to fit between gaps, capable pass catcher, good protection, route running. In terms of weaknesses, though, too passive as a runner, doesn't utilize his size enough, dances behind the line of scrimmage, rarely hits the hole hard. First set's very sluggish, limits effectiveness on outside zone run plays. Mediocre pass blocker compared to his size. Some ball security issues with 3 fumbles last season. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to A.J. Dillon of the Green Bay Packers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but, it's going to have to also clean up the turnovers. A few things to clean up, but hey, maybe someone to keep an eye on. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of SMU, standing 5'10", weighing 196 pounds, we got Brashard Smith. So for Brashard, he's a prototype receiving running back, so he's very good in the pass game because he's a converted receiver that has the softest hands in this running back draft class. In terms of strength, dynamic pass catcher, still has the hands of a receiver, may present some value as a kick returner thanks to his straight line speed. Showcases rare get up and go for a running back when he gets into space. Burst allows him to toast linebackers and safeties. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he's a one-year wonder that will have some scouts worry about his ability to produce year after year while incurring running back damage. Straight ahead runner, not without much wiggle to his approach. Gets manhandled and pass protection when he has to square up with blitzers. Has the vision of a receiver rather than a running back. Leads him to run himself out of space too often at the line of scrimmage. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to free agent running back Anthony McFarland. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Brashard's game. Has very soft hands. Could be used in the passing game, but maybe there's a lot of potential with him as a kick or punt returner in special teams. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Virginia Tech, standing 5'11", weighing 209 pounds, we got Bashul Tutin. Yeah, that first name is a bit of a tongue twister. But in terms of Bashul's strengths, runs hard for his size, will keep his legs moving through collisions. Slippery lateral runner, can get to side in a hurry. Smooth style, very similar to Tyjair Spears coming out of Tulane. Pace to time in on zone runs, really impressive. Showed enough speed to pull away in the matchup against Boston College despite his lingering injuries, if you want to watch some tape there. In terms of his weaknesses, though, play speed doesn't live up to his time speed. He's a bit of a short strider once he gets into space. Relatively low impact in the pass game despite getting his fair share of opportunities as a pass catcher. Played with a left knee brace early this season. Will have plenty of questions from scouts about his health. His size causes some lapses when he has to take on blitzers in the pass game. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Tyjair Spears of the Tennessee Titans. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Tutin's game. A couple, maybe some health concerns, though, with that knee brace. But if it's nothing too serious, maybe someone to keep an eye on. I mean, it shouldn't be too serious if he's still playing through it with a knee brace. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Ohio State, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 219 pounds, we got Quinshawn Junkins. So for Quinshawn's strengths, good power, contact balance, consistently able to shrug off the first defender, continue moving forward without losing speed. Lowers his shoulder, doesn't shy away from strength battles, accelerates the top speed quickly, can convert down the power as well. Effective when used on the goal line. Falling forward, using his bruiser nature to his advantage. He's able to hit some home runs at times that generate big plays. In terms of his weaknesses, though, he's bottled up easily by teams with NFL caliber D linemen and linebackers, specifically during the Oregon game with DeRog Harmon. Really had his number if you want to watch some tape there. Very limited in the pass game and in blocking. Reduced role in the passing game in Ohio State. It gave some scouts concern about his ability there. Routes are shaky and struggle. Can get separation against linebackers. Physical style can result in him not using vision to find open holes and absorbing unnecessary contact. He's also been listed as a player that could disappoint in this draft class because even though he's an impressive athlete for sure, his football skills never quite developed during his time on either Ole Miss or Ohio State. Lacks consistent vision, receiving skills could make him a less appealing prospect at the next level than he was in college. May still need a second back support to be truly effective. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to now retired running back Damian Harris. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Kinshawn's game, but, just maybe the production didn't match up what was on the field. Definitely a room for improvement for sure, but, maybe someone that would be a gamble for sure. Could be a boomer bust type player. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Auburn, standing 5'10", weighing 209 pounds. We got Jerquise Hunter. So for Jerquise strengths, good long speed, can generate big runs. Use this shiftiness vision, can hit the correct gap. Solid contact balance for his size. Very good pass blocker, great leverage. Displays plenty of physicality as a runner. Willing to lower his shoulder when needed. Showed a lot of confidence as a receiver when he targeted on screens and dump passes. In terms of his weaknesses, though, frames on the smaller side could create some issues when he moves up in competition level. Doesn't generate a lot of power when he's fighting through tackles or pushing the piles. Concerns over ball security, it could make it harder for him to earn the trust of coaches. More of a jack of all trades than a master of any. Doesn't have anything dynamic with his game that stands out from other backs in this draft class. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Rico Dowdle, the Dallas Cowboys. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Jerquise's game. Does a lot of things right, but, ball security, I think, is going to be something that needs to be addressed. And, a bit undersized, but, still maybe someone to keep an eye on here for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Rutgers, standing 5'9", weighing 209 pounds. We got Kyle Monaghay. So for Kyle, he's your prototype intangibles running back because coaches rave about his coach on the field mentality, and the result, minus elite traits, stand as an exhibition with work ethic and commitment. In terms of their strength, big plays are some of the most impressive in the class. Exceptional at chaining together moves once in open field. Can extend runs to make big plays. Speed after line scrimmage is impressive. Makes great use of his great footwork to elude defenders at the second level. He gets skinny when holes open up, squeezing the gaps, fights through arm contact. Glides well with smooth hips and agility. Big-time hustle player, willing to do the work in the pass game and protect his QB. In terms of his weaknesses, though, minimal impact as a receiver. Hands are inconsistent at best. Routes are mostly telegraphed. Flashes a good blocking. Doesn't handle pure power well. Sluggish coming out of the backfield despite his solid long speed. Can result in defenders stuffing him before he gets the chance to chain together some moves. Terrific at top speed, but beforehand, hard to depend on, and his runs are mostly inefficient if he's keyed in on. Not particularly powerful. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to free agent running back Jerick McKinnon. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Will do everything. Great motor. Will do everything he can to help his QB and help his teammates. Seems like a Dan Campbell type player, so I think someone the Lions will definitely keep an eye on here. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Kansas State, standing 6 feet tall, weighing 216 pounds. We got DJ Giddens. So for DJ's strengths, aggressive blocker, plays up to his size, puts his body in the line of fire. Hand catcher, can be trusted as a receiver. Blend of size, production, athleticism, checks the usual boxes for a future starter in the league. Sturdy through contact, can pull defenders, split in for an extra couple yards. Yard after contact comes easily when he gets to the second level. In terms of weaknesses, though, higher cut build makes it difficult for him to plant or drive at sharp angles. Slow burn runner, lacks the quick twitch needed to make defenders miss in space. Speed limitations will keep him from breaking long runs or beating linebackers to the corner. Regularly placed too high, lacks discipline with his pad level. Imprecise footwork, angles, leave yards on the field. Reckless with his hands as a blocker or overshoots his targets. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Hassan Haskins of the Los Angeles Chargers. Overall, a lot of things to like out of DJ's game, but a few things, though, he's got to clean up and get better at. And may have some speed limitations, but, that could make him maybe out someone for a rotational back. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Georgia, standing 5'9", weighing 213 pounds. We got Trevor Etienne. And yes, Trevor is indeed the younger brother to Jacksonville Jaguars running back Travis Etienne. So yeah, another Etienne coming into the league. In terms of Trevor's strengths, though, great vision awareness and when to make cuts, what gap to hit. Extremely patient, willing to wait for blocks to develop before hitting the hole. Solid shiftiness, ability to utilize jump cuts. excellent quickness, acceleration, reliable pass catcher on screens and dump-offs, good contact balance for his size, willing to be physical, can lower his shoulder, improved greatly as a pass blocker, strong ball security, only one fumble this last season. In terms of his weaknesses, though, less than ideal size for the position, which is seen in his play strength. Often overly patient as a runner, doesn't not hit the hole hard, doesn't generate runs with a lot of power when he moves piles or tries to run through tackles. Lacks the elite top speed to generate big plays. Had missed time due to suspension and injury. Lacked elite production due to never having a season of more than 800 yards or double-digit touchdowns in college. In terms of NFL comparisons, he's been compared to Devin Singletary to New York Giants. But I think part of that production is because of how talented Georgia has been the last few years. So maybe it just got lost in the shuffle there. But overall, a lot of things to like out of Trevor's game. But, a lot of things he's got to clean up. Plus, just has to be better disciplined and try and hope to stay healthy. But, maybe someone here to keep an eye on for sure. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Arizona State, standing 5'10", weighed 224 pounds. You got Cameron Scatabo. So for Cameron, he's a prototype breaking tackles running back, so he's very good at breaking tackles because he doesn't go down without a fight. Uses his natural power and balance, can bust through contact. In terms of strengths, bowling ball runner, disregards arm tackles, keeps his momentum through weak hits. Displayed an extremely slick jump cut for his size against BYU this year if you want to watch some film there. Instinctive runner, can pick his way through high traffic areas without gearing down or hesitating. Short yardage battering ram, can twist and turn his way for tough yards. Effort blocker, will throw his weight around. Contact balance, body control when he hits the lower half, among the best in this draft class. In terms of weaknesses, though, low and slow runner without the juice need to pull away from NFL linebackers once he gets in open field. Doesn't have the usual traits to be an impact pass game piece despite having a productive resume in that area. Could test his way out of the draft due to a lack of athletic upside. Very short strides work against him when he's playing outside the box. In terms of NFL comparisons, he's been compared to Tyler Allgeier or the Atlanta Falcons. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Cam's game. Can do a lot of things in the pass game, especially with production-wise. Very good in short yardage situations. I think someone to definitely keep an eye on here. So the next player we're going to go over here. Hailing out of Oklahoma State, standing 6'1", weighing 216 pounds, we got Ollie Gordon. So for Ollie's strength, showcased excellent vision in 2023, has a feel for finding and attacking openings. Very flexible for a big back, can control himself around blocks without trouble. Had a strong stiff arm, stable lower body, makes them hard to bring down from the side. Picks up steam as the game goes on, starts to wear on defenses late. Hits the gas immediately at the line of scrimmage, won't waste steps deliberating. In terms of his weaknesses, though, abnormal build for a back with long legs, upright stature. Leggy runner, has clunky footwork, impressive imprecise changes directions as a result of his length. Extremely dependent on his blocking due to his north-south style, lack of short area quickness. Level of competition is going to be a red flag for some scouts. He put up big numbers in a defensively weak conference. Doesn't have the usual body or running style that finds success in the NFL. He looked much slower in 2024 with less gallop to his strides downfield. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to Breece Hall and the New York Jets. Overall, quite a lot to like out of Ollie's game. Has great vision and some great speed, and seems to always get better the longer we get into a game, instead of getting worse as the game goes on. Yeah, maybe someone to keep an eye on here for the long run. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Clemson, standing 6'1", weighing 225 pounds, we got Phil Mahaff. So for Phil's strength, strong blocker, willing to put his head in the chest of blitzers, will go head-to-head. High-effort runner, won't take the easy way out near the sideline. Plays with plenty of leg drive, keeps churning through whatever comes his way. Physically overpowering for defensive backs, smaller linebackers. In terms of weaknesses, though, questionable athlete, has a hard time getting through the hole without taking contact. Slow to change direction, lacks lateral quickness to make defenders mixed. Caught from behind easily at times in 2024. Limited speed's going to be in an area of concern for scouts. His vision doesn't stand out from his contemporaries. Easy target to hit, won't be able to minimize tackle attempts. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Audric Estim of the Denver Broncos. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but a lot of things don't need to get cleaned up and improved on. So maybe someone to keep an eye on for a long-term project. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Michigan, standing 6'1", weighing 212 pounds, we got Donovan Edwards. So for Donovan's strengths, out in open space, big-time speed, becomes clear quickly. Solid frame to pair with fast legs, long strides. Show promise as a receiver, even in a manic Michigan passing attack. Soft hands, quick acceleration in space, makes for someone who could be a reliable third down back. Doesn't hold back when blocking and generates shock on initial contact. Able to make use of the holes given to him, doesn't have difficulties getting through tight lanes. In terms of his weaknesses, though, moves and quick cuts, gets away from defenders or choppy, makes him into a less fluid runner than you would hope for. Doesn't choose a hole quickly enough, hangs around below his top speed in the backfield longer than necessary. He has played second fiddle in a majority of his career, especially this year when he lost his starting job to Caleb Mullins. Mullins was expected to go earlier on in the draft. But it could lead to questions about whether he could handle being the top guy in the room or not. Upright running style can lead to easy tackles. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to now retired running back Kalen Ballage. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game, but his production did go down significantly from the Natty title year to the year after the Natty title defense year where Michigan was god-awful. Like, they were awful. And his production went so down that he lost the starting job. But could he regain his form in the NFL? Maybe it's possible under the right culture and circumstances. So maybe maybe it's be a gamble taking him for sure, unless he can get back to that form under the right circumstances in the 3-1-3. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Oregon, standing 5'10", weighing 210 pounds, we got Jordan James. So for Jordan's strengths, very good vision, recognizing gaps, cutback lanes, good acceleration burst, extremely tough runner, willing and capable of lowering the shoulder to gain extra yards. Solid pass protector, good understanding leverage when blocking large defenders. Excellent ball security, no fumbles in his college career. Turns to weaknesses, though, extremely poor speed, prevents explosive gains. Looks small, lacks the power to move, piles, or fight for your tough yards. Lacks the elite quickness to help mitigate the concerns over size or speed. Lack of tools limit the potential yardage from screens and dump downs. And he had issues with drops as a receiver. In terms of his NFL comparison, he's been compared to free agent running back Rex Burkhead. Overall, a lot of things to like out of Jordan's game, but a few things though he has to clean up and needs some improvement in the pass game. But, maybe someone that can come in as a situational running back, like a third and short yardage situation type deal. So the next player we're going to go over here, hailing out of Florida, standing 5'11", weighing 219 pounds, we got Montrell Johnson. So for Montrell's strengths, patient runner, good vision, has solid shiftiness, effective jump cut, lower and lower shoulder, play physical, very good route runner for a running back, ability to be flexed outside, strong second level blocker after running routes, good ball security, only one fumble last season. In terms of weaknesses, though, he lacked the big plays potential due to his lack of speed. Poor play strength, doesn't fight through tackles well. Low effort blocker when it comes to picking up his blitzes or chipping. Poor contact balance, often taken down at the first contact. In terms of NFL comparisons, we compared to free agent running back Ty Montgomery. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Very patient, good vision, and can be a bit shifty too. But, a lot of things, though, not really physical. And, a lot of things that can be improved on for sure. And the final running back, the final player we're going to talk about inside this video, we have hailing out of Delaware, standing 5'10", weighing 185 pounds. We got Marcus Yarns. So for Marcus' strengths, elite velocity allows him to break away on big runs. Uses jump cuts, other moves to enforce missed tackles. Willing to be physical when he runs in spite of his size. Great vision when he runs between the tackles. Comfortable catching screens, dump balls through the background as a former receiver. Had good ball security with no fumbles in 2024. He's also been listed as one of the top small school studs in this draft class because his speed should get him attention once he tests that he has not received so far in his college career. Jittery running back, could provide a change of pace skill set to a team looking to add some more lightning to the offense and make him more electric. In terms of his weaknesses, though, Extremely light for the position, needs to put on weight. Contact balance non-existent. Too often brought down on first contact. Poor at blitz pickups. Can get laid out when asked to pass protect. Not a factor when chipping. Little experience against strong competition. In terms of NFL comparison, he's been compared to Tyler Batty of the Denver Broncos. Overall, a lot of things to like out of his game. Has really great speed. Could be a game changer. A couple things still he needs to clean up. And maybe put on some weight. But outside that, maybe someone to keep an eye on for sure. But anyway, that'll wrap it up for this Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft Preview. So overall, quite a few interesting running back prospects to keep an eye on, as there's definitely some pretty promising talent in day 3 of the draft. So, yeah. If the Lions want to add another running back, or maybe get one to go for special teams and all that, or kick and punt returns, maybe they have some talent there they can go with. But anyway, that'll wrap it up for this draft preview. So the next draft preview, of course, we continue on with the day 3 previews. As in the next one, we'll take a look at the top day 3 wide receiver prospects for day 3 of the 2025 NFL draft class. And that will be for next time. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all whatever I make next. I'm out.